Harley, get it. Good job. Good job. Oh. Hey guys, this is Lainey. In my last poll that I put up on my last video, I asked if you guys would be interested in any training videos. And a lot of you guys said yes, so I thought I could record this training session for you guys and see if you like it. Harley's really excited to do training. Both of the dogs just woke up from where I got them, so they're a little bit tired at first, but they get into it pretty quick. With Harley, I start off on things that she knows. She loves doing the sit pretties and downs. I was working with her on that, so she would be ready to learn some other stuff. The next thing I do is I get out a bucket. And we're gonna work on some hind-end awareness because Harley's not particularly great at it thus far. You can see here I lead her around to be parallel with my legs. So this exercise basically makes it where when I move, she moves into position behind me. If I turn, she turns with me. It makes it where she will always be parallel and really paying attention to where I'm at the moment. And it also teaches her that she has back legs, because fun fact, dogs don't know they have back legs until you teach them they do. You can see her tail's really wagging. She's having a fun time. She's still not quite at the level that I'd want her to be doing this off the bucket basically. But she's getting there pretty quick, and she loves to learn, so just a few more training sessions I think she will be doing quite well. At this point, I can see that she's getting kind of tired of going in circles, so I ask her to do something she likes to do. She loves to sit pretty on the bucket. I go to put Harley on the table because I want to build up her confidence a little bit more. She was having a little bit of trouble, and Pascha decided that she was getting bored and decided that she wanted to show off her skills, but I obviously wasn't paying attention. I'm very glad that I was recording because that is literally the funniest thing I've ever seen. I ended up bringing out the placemat because I wanted to be able to work with Pascha easily while having Harley sitting on the placemat. So I call Pascha over from where she had made her little spot on the placemat, and I go ahead and send Harley back over. Pascha is a little confused. This is why I don't recommend using the same commands for two dogs, but this is us working on hind-end awareness with Pascha. Pascha's a little bit more advanced than Harley is in the hind-end awareness department, but we still haven't worked on this in maybe 2 weeks. So you can see she's kind of kicking up her legs a little bit. Later on, I'm gonna try to fix that. I didn't know it was happening at the time, but thankfully since I was recording it, I was able to see it. But you can see her getting in alignment pretty well. And this is kind of just a refresher course for her, but it's still really important to make sure that you're keeping up your dog's skills. Now we're working on Sit Pretty with Pascha. You saw how Harley could do it. Harley's pretty much a veteran at this point. She loves to do Sit Pretty. Pascha, on the other hand, she's not particularly good at it. We've been working on it quite a bit, but when I first got her, she had... What is that? Ugh, my cat's scratching in the background. Anyway, as I was saying, when I first got Pascha, she had 0 balance and 0 core strength. So every time I would try to get her to sit pretty, she would end up jumping up, kind of like how she did in the beginning. She would kind of rear back. But now she's getting to a point where she can actually hold herself up without jumping up. And I'm really proud of her for that. It's taken months, I tell you, to get her to this point. And it's still not perfect by any means, but it's so much better than it was. She has tons of fun learning new things and stuff, so I'm really glad she's getting the hang of it. Here you can see me kind of resetting her. I want her to do something that she knows how to do and really succeed in that before I try getting her to sit pretty at my side. This is something she's never done before, and she had a little trouble, as you can see, at first, but she ends up getting the hang of it pretty quick, which I'm very proud of. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on her target command. We have not worked on this in, I dare say, months, and this is where I mess up very much. I basically have her starting at where she left off a couple months ago, which is way too much of an expectation. So you can see me, I take her closer and I start from the beginning. I teach her that when I say target, I want her to put her feet on it, and then I start doing it from a little bit farther of a distance, and then I keep moving out. Here you can see me backing up too much again. She gets confused. She's trying to bring me the toy. She's trying to do everything she can to make me happy. So I walk a little bit closer and have her target again, and she succeeds that time. We slowly get farther and farther out, and we're back to the level that we were at when we were teaching guide work. This is where I release Harley from her place command and I switch dogs. So I put Pascha back in the place command and I have Harley down next to me. Harley's very hyped. She has been watching me train and now she wants to get a taste of it. We start with sit pretty again because that's her favorite thing to do. And then we slowly graduate onto doing retrievals. I first start with something simple, so I ask her to get me the frisbee that we were working on the target practice with. She brings it over with just one drop. Then we start working on getting something when someone drops it. I kind of threw it there. I did not mean to do that, but it just added to Harley's excitement. She was very happy to get that for me. I set down my wallet to go get something else for her to retrieve, something of a different texture or shape, and she seems to think that I forgot my wallet. So she brings it to me. The next thing I get is a box of Christmas lights. It's pretty big and I wanted to see if she could actually retrieve it since it was bigger than her mouth. She came up with an unconventional way of retrieving it, which involved puncturing through the box and getting it stuck on her teeth. She still did it though, so she got a reward. You can see here, you can see the puncture wounds the box sustained from the retrieval. We're gonna have to work on her having a little bit of a softer mouth. You can see here we're going back to basics with sit pretty and down. I tell her to heel, and then we do a down, stay, and motion. This is more just a refresher for her because I want her to always stay sharp. You can see here that Harley's getting overly excited. She's trying to do what I want her to do, but she's doing a lot of extra things and not really listening how I want her to. So I reset her, I bring her in front of me, and then we do it again until she succeeds to a level that I am happy with. At this point I have both the dogs off place and I'm just having Harley do some fun things. I accidentally smacked her in the nose there, so that's why I got a little cuddly. We then worked on a couple more sit pretties with both Harley and Pascha, and then I go and get a cat scratching post. This is basically just to build up their confidence. I want them to be okay with jumping and balancing on weird objects and things, just to make sure they trust me when I tell them to do things and they aren't scared of new situations. I don't particularly care if they mess up at this point, just as long as they get back on and aren't scared of the failure. At this point, I call Harley up, but Pascha gets in the way, craving more of that sweet, sweet validation. She accidentally bonks her head, but she's not gonna give up. See how I ask her again, and she's right back on there. She's not scared that she'll get hurt. She just wants to please me. So that's pretty much it for this video. Tell me what you want to see me train in the comments, or if you even want more training videos. I had a fun time filming this, and it was also really enlightening to see what it looks like from an outsider's perspective. When you're working with dogs, it's sometimes hard to see everything that's happening. So recording is actually has been extremely helpful to me, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's training anything. Open it. Yes. Good. Close it. Nope. Close it. No. Close it. No. Get off. Pascha. Close it. Close. Close it. Nope. No. Gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. No. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close, but not quite, babe. Ready? Close it. Good. Come on, good girl. Nope. Close it. Close it. Yeah. Good. Ready? Close it. Yes. Good job. Harley, bring. Thank you. Good job.